is Dream, Dare, Do. It offers a platform for us to co-create a transformative framework for growth in our personal lives, businesses, our professional career journeys. It's not just about what you do, it's also about the mindset that propels you to push beyond your limits and pursue those audacious dreams that seem out of reach. A limitless mindset is a psychological state that allows one to push through any barrier in life. It is based on eliminating negative thinking, staying consistent with your tasks. It empowers you to narrow down to your goal and to drop the distractions in your path.
The imposter syndrome. It's always there. That's just the truth. It will always be there. But the thing is, whenever it comes up, you look at it and you think, what's the problem now? And how can I overcome this? And you look at your achievements. You know that definitely there's no way I would be a professor if I didn't have what I needed to be one. And even before then, I'll tell you this, my dad said to me, if you need, let's say you need 60 points, make sure you have double the points. And I walk towards that. So that you can't, if they throw out one article or two, you still have some excess that you can rely upon. So you just look back at your achievements and you think, I believe in myself, I can do it. And that's why I'm doing it. So you just have to keep reinforcing that confidence in yourself, because no matter what, people will still try to bring you down.
Of course, you have different challenges, and you remind yourself, if this is what you want to do, you have to get up and do it. People may not believe in you, and I encourage myself with a popular quote by, many say it's Mahatma Gandhi, some say it's not him, but whatever it is, it's a very educative quote. It says, if you want to innovate, you want to do exciting things, first, people will ignore you. Then, they will laugh at you. Then, they will fight you. Then, you will win.
Your collective voice and action for education of girls in the north, for example, have to state houses and affect the destiny of our nation. Today we have over 67% female illiteracy in the north. A country with half its population socially and economically disempowered by illiteracy will find development difficult, if not impossible. We're proud of the many social causes that WIMBIZ is struggling, but there is certainly room to do much more. We must find ways of making change at scale because of the enormity of the problems that we face. The second challenge, as the thing goes on, is the question of how to build businesses or organizations of any kind that survive and thrive. Indeed, the vision, the founding, and continued growth of this particular organization, WIMBIZ, exemplifies the theme of the conference, Dream, Dare, Do. We're here today because some implemented the dream, or more importantly, kept it going year after year. Some wise person said something to the effect that the best and most visionary ideas lie in cemeteries all over the world. So the chief problem is not a dream. There are many dreams and great visions. It's not good to start out the enterprise. In other words, it's not good to dare do. The chief problem is staying power, the ability to see in matters through, the ability to see a business from start to finish. The attribute you need the most is not the will to start, it is the steadfastness to remain. It is not the capacity to dream, it is the courage to deal with the nightmare and still continue day after day. No matter what your business is, technology, especially AI, is going to affect it dramatically, for good or ill. And if you are an employee, particularly a well-paid one, you must ask yourself, how can I prepare myself to take advantage of AI, or let it throw me out of work? Even 2 years ago, nobody could understand the threats and the opportunities presented by AI. So today, it will be a great mistake not to have a detailed profile of how AI will impact your business and how you can take optimal advantage to develop your business before your competition does. Finally, may I challenge you as business persons, and especially WIMBIZ, to go beyond profit, to collaborate with others, to be ultimately impactful. A business person has to see the bigger picture. Every business has an ecosystem, and that ecosystem has to be strengthened. Otherwise, each individual business is threatened, especially by government policies or laws. A strong ecosystem can be an effective law against laws or policies that could adversely affect the businesses in the sector that you're part of. There's a lot of safety and cloud in numbers. Be an active member of your trade or professional or business association.
The most important thing is to recognize who you are, what you are doing, what is important to you, what is not really important to you, what are you putting a lot of energy into that is sapping you completely. So I call it work-life harmony, where you integrate the two of it. And one of the things that you can use is to create boundaries. You understand? Women do not know, we women, not how to do not know how to create boundaries. You need to create boundaries between your work life and your personal life by creating micro boundaries where you actually know where to step back and move forward. And learn to say no. Learn to say it's not possible. Learn not to feel guilty about that word anymore.
Surround yourself with mentors. You find people who believe in you and who will help you to be what you want to be. So wherever you are, you will find those sort of people who look beyond the age and the gender.
A lot of women don't know who they are. A lot of women are told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, even not to do it. A lot of women struggle with the concept of the self. And by the time we start to break down the self, self-awareness, self-regulation, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-habit, self-love, self-compassion, self-kindness, we take care of everybody else. Who takes care of us? Unresolved traumas, unidentified conflicts, some exposures that we've had either as children, as young women, or even as adults. And to make it simpler, you would say that the woman should look at the real self. Who are you now? The ideal self. Who do you want to become? And then we look at what we call the pillars of wellness: the physical, emotional, intellectual, environmental, social, spiritual, occupational. And between where you are and where you want to go to, there's a gap. And as women, the wider that gap on the pillars of wellness, the more distress that we feel. The wider that gap, the lower our self-esteem. But the most important thing is beyond all of this triggers, beyond the doubts, the questions, the fears, the obstacles, the challenges, is that what are we doing? It's about time that we stop wishing and start feeling. So get, dream, get, and of course, thank you.
You are in the office, you have to take on the masculine role, which is very negative, because as a woman, you are a woman, a full woman, wonderfully and beautifully created. The difference is you need to have content. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you need to be on top of your situation. That is where you will get respect. That is where you will get the acknowledgement that you need to be reckoned with. But when you put on the masculine coat, you become aggressive. And that is why some women sometimes get the name, she's very tough, she's very this, she's very that. It's a cover-up. It's underneath the belly, like mush. Isn't that right? Those who think that they are tough. Under there, when it's you yourself and you know. You know at night when you are crying, when you are saying why me. It's not a case of why me. It's what can you do to be who you are supposed to be.
But the thing is, you've shared some exciting experience with us, which has energized us to actually dream there. But there's still someone out there that is actually scared of going out. What would be your advice to women today to actually launch into their dreams?
Well, what I can say is, okay, you're scared. That's normal. In fact, if you're not scared, then something is wrong. So accept the fact that it is normal to be scared because you've not been that way before. That's step one. Step two is, what are you now going to do to address those fears? Itemize what you are scared of and begin to speak to each of them. Okay, is it that you don't have money? Question, is it really money you need? Or maybe you need to even refine your idea. Because most of the time when people say, I'm not going forward because I don't have money, it is because the idea itself is not well cooked. People have a solution to which they are now looking for the problem, okay, rather than the other way around. Because if the idea is good enough, it will have a way of leading to how the money will come. It's good to have accountability partners. Maybe pick one or two people that you will be encouraging each other that, look, everything we've learned, what are you going to do? Timelines, begin to put timelines, begin to activate, begin to do, rather than talking. And the more you talk, the more you wait, the more you move away from your original vision. And somebody said, look, the richest place on earth, they are not gold mines, they are not the oil fields, it's the graveyard, where people who have ideas never moved beyond those ideas and they are buried with it.
My name is Oluwatolimiyola Isosemidayo.
Okay, what inspired you to attend this year's service?
Okay, because I just joined WIMBIZ as an associate, and I have learned a lot, even from just our monthly program. It has been very, very value packed. So I believe that the conference is going to hold a lot more opportunity for me to network, to learn, to relearn, and to take in new values that will also help me in my business journey and in my life generally. In my journey as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of things ahead of me that I want to do, but there's this fear. So just listening to the little lecture that I've listened to this morning, I have been able to understand that I need to dare challenges, I need to face my fears, I need to let go of imposter syndrome, negative thoughts, and all of those things in order for me to achieve the impossible.
The best way you can decide to get the inspiration, and which is one of the things we're trying to achieve here today, is to see people that have been there and done that. And you can learn from their stories. And there are also people out ready to mentor you and say, oh, look, you don't have to make the same mistakes I made. Let me just tell you how it should have been done. And they get to learn from that, from those strategies. We also talk about the emotional struggle of dreaming and daring to do, because we've seen people who get under some unnecessary pressure when they're trying to do. There's a way you can have a balance out of that. There's a way that you can balance even if you want to have a side hustle and still working 9 to 5. So these are the key strategies that we're presenting alongside. And of course, the journey doesn't end at the annual conference. We have our WIMBIZ programs, we have our mentoring programs, we have the entrepreneurship masterclass programs, where we bring industry leaders and experts to show strategies and key steps that can be taken to achieve their dreams. Honestly, my one word is do not limit yourself. It's impossible until it is done. So whatever it is, take a step back, explore, strategize, talk to people that have been there and have been able to achieve such. Just dream and take action. There could be instances where you will fail, but you would never know even if you try it. And it's only failure when you look at it like that, or a learning point. Just be unstoppable.
You see an African woman celebrate. Celebrate you every day. African woman, one of a kind.
WFM 91.7.